Once upon a time on planet Earth, let's just look at this story. We've got the camp A and the camp B. We got two camps, and they've got a problem. They have something they don't agree on. And they start fighting each other. It's a minor disagreement, yet they still start fighting each other. And they fight so much on the best way, on doing something, that they even forget that their goal was the same in the start. And that's often the reality of how it goes. And there are two sides to this one thing I want to talk about today too. And what I'll talk about is obesity and the fat acceptance community, as we call it, and the opposite, that's the black pill or red pill or whatever you want to call it, and whatever you want to call it as a whole. So that's what I want to talk about today. And the rising problem is very important because it's a sudden rising problem, and it has risen over the ages of the modern times, and it was risen the most in our times. And there's interesting statistics about this, like the number of Americans with a six-pack are 1 in 25,000, while 1 in almost 10 of the American households are millionaires. So there's a lot of less fit people than there are millionaires, and it's a very rising issue. And it's not only just America. You can just look around and see that it's the entire world where it's happening. So I've seen this some time ago, and it really got me thinking, and that's the main point how I get this idea to make this one and to make it for you. So to justify the goal of this video, it isn't to make someone annoyed or make someone ashamed of themselves. It's the idea is to make you think about this problem and think about how you are interpreting it. Since the point of this video isn't to make anyone who is fat ashamed of themselves, though I have to disagree with the acceptance, because it generally leads to bad things, and that's true. Of course, being fat is not ideal, not good, and it's unhealthy. But I'm also, on the other hand, I'm also not here to scream at anyone. Instead, to those which might be obese or have more weight, I want to encourage you to change, to bring your body to a healthier state, to make a change for yourself, because it will give you a lot of benefits. You can just type in fit body benefits, you will get a lot of them, and also you'll be more attractive as a whole, and there's a lot of other things that correlate with that will make your life beneficial. And it's just the truth. Humans generally see someone who is healthier as more attractive overall, and being fit is healthy. So now to tell you, the journey might not be easy to get there, but as we often find out, nothing easy in life is really worth taking. So this journey should really matter to you, and should matter the most, if not most, a lot. And it's actually okay if you don't feel comfortable to respond to the first message from the start. It's actually okay if you don't feel comfortable in your body right now, since that's gonna be a big motivation for change. So that's what I want to think and talk about today also. The words that psychologists often use, which is well-being. I'm sure you have heard those words before, especially in connection with well-being. And though for those who haven't, modern psychologists often say that we should not destroy a person's well-being. Well-being generally means good feeling, but I have to disagree with the point these psychologists interpret it, because yes, we shouldn't make one angry on purpose, but that person probably wasn't in the state of well-being. in the first case. And since we are happy when we do something great, when we achieve something great, and that really can't be done without some work, and work might be a pain at first. So that's the point of why I disagree with well-being. Let's continue now. So the well-being really doesn't make sense, since we all have to feel pain sometimes, sooner or later. We're gonna have to go through some pain in life. If I take an example, you could find a spoiled brat from a royal family and just look at him. And I bet he's not gonna be happy with life. I bet he really won't be that much satisfied, maybe not even a tiny bit. Because, you see, he might tell you that his life is painful because his life sucks. You see, when you get everything without working, you truly won't appreciate it. You truly won't appreciate anything. If you took a magic pill and just made your body 10 times better, now you would maybe appreciate it for a day, but the results would not be so good as if you actually put the hard work in. And back to this prince, since it's from his birth, he might actually think of it as normal, so life's painful and it is for everybody. There's no magic to solve everything without hard work. But there are two options we have towards pain. One is trying to avoid it, and by that I mean the good pain, the useful pain that makes us reach our goals better. We can try to ignore it and avoiding it. Though avoiding it really just leads to more pain later. So we have those choices, and it leads to more pain later, and that pain is pain of not making it, pain of not achieving what you want. Or you generally have the second option, which is, I'd say, a much, much, much better one. That is going through the pain voluntarily, through pain that helps us achieve things through the good pain, as we can say. It is really just a choice of everybody on what pain they want to experience. But I'm sure I want the second one. And I would say, if you really think about it, you'd want the second voluntary one too. Because then you can also choose what pain you go through in particular, and you're gonna feel more satisfied with life and more happy in general. So that's the first part of my message for everybody, no matter if you're ripped or if you're fat. Understand the difference and decide on which pain you want to go through. If you're unsatisfied, just face it, start working out, search how, or look at some of the other videos. That's the goal. Just do some push-ups today, man. If you don't know anything you can do yet, doing something is always better, so just do something. And I've given my opinion, but what I want to say is that the truth is almost never on one extreme of one side or the extreme of the other. And so really think about that, and always think about that when you want to decide on something. And now I want to go to the part and bring it back, the part of not being satisfied. And that is, don't feel bad if you are not satisfied, because that's just some feedback that tells you to work on yourself. And that feedback is good and it's naturally needed. Now, the thing is, yes, there might be more truth on the one side, though we shouldn't really scream at the people and call them stupid for being obese or something like that. Look, they just haven't realized what they need to do yet, or what the path they need to achieve yet. So for you ripped ones, don't judge them so hard and help them instead. And the final message is, wherever you are, no matter what side you are on, in terms of like literally anything, always realize that we have to talk to each other to find out and try new things. So that's the message for today. Try to change and try new things. So see you